They're ready for play, and the 2009 season is underway. Throws quickly. It's intercepted at the 35, 30. Eric Norwood, 15-10. Got a block. Touchdown, yeah! Carolina. Here comes Norwood. Sack! He breaks the record. Eric Norwood. Garcia's play action. Wants to go right side in the end zone, wide open. Caught. Touchdown, Corey Gurley.
The combination of a vigorous off-season conditioning program led by new strength and conditioning coach Craig Fitzgerald that developed team camaraderie, a handful of new coaches that blended team chemistry, and another top-tier recruiting class that provided an infusion of SEC-caliber talent gave the South Carolina football team renewed hope as they prepared for the daunting task of facing what many experts considered the nation's toughest schedule in 2009.
We opened our 09 season at NC State, Thursday night national TV game, and actually NC State was picked to win their division in the ACC this year. They didn't have quite the year they thought they were. But anyway, it was a defensive battle. Obviously our defense played super, only giving up 3 points, and we were able to beat them 7-3. So it was a game we sort of gave away some scoring chances, missed a couple of field goal opportunities with bad snaps or whatever. And we were happy to get out of Raleigh, North Carolina with a victory. 7-3 win to open the season.
The Gamecocks traveled to Raleigh to take on the North Carolina State Wolfpack in the season opener. It was the 4th time in 5 years under head coach Steve Spurrier that the Gamecocks were featured in the Thursday night season lid lifter under the glaring lights of ESPN's national stage.
Play in the 2009 season is underway. Welcome to Carolina football.
Despite blanking the Wolfpack by a 34-0 count to open the 08 season, the Gamecocks went into this one as 5-point underdogs. The experts assumed the 1-2 punch of competing in a hostile environment and facing quarterback Russell Wilson, the ACC's preseason Offensive Player of the Year, would be more than enough to subdue a young Gamecock team. But the new-look Gamecocks, with just 9 seniors on the roster, were up to the challenge.
Tony Baker, the tailback. Hand to Baker, right side, who fumbles the football. The Gamecocks are all over it. And it's a turnover. Carolina's got it inside the NC State 14-yard line.
Redshirt freshman Devin Taylor forced a fumble on his first snap as a collegian, and Darian Stewart recovered it at the Wolfpack 14. 4 consecutive Brian Maddox carries culminated in a 1-yard scoring plunge, and the Gamecocks had their first lead of the young season.
4 in Raleigh for the Gamecocks after a turnover on the first play for NC State, back up to the line of scrimmage. Handoff again, inside. Brian Maddox, touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Brian Maddox on the ground. Great blocks by Garrett Anderson and TJ Johnson.
On State's next possession, Taylor again made the big play, blocking a punt and keeping momentum firmly on the Gamecock sideline.
Jeff Ruiz, the senior for NC State, punts and it's blocked. Devin Taylor with a block, and the ball is at the NC State 38-yard line. There's a scramble, and it's a Gamecock football.
While Carolina was able to win the field position battle, neither squad was able to generate much of an offensive attack for the remainder of the half. The teams combined for just 125 yards in the first 2 periods, and the Gamecocks took a slim 7-0 advantage into the locker room at halftime. The second half proved to be much the same as the first, as neither team could sustain a drive. Carolina had a golden opportunity to extend its lead to 2 scores, but 3 plays netted no yards, and Spencer Lanning's first career field goal attempt sailed wide left, keeping the Wolfpack in the game.
Having to take the ball out to the right side. This one snapped back, it's handled, and it's no good. Spencer Lanning misses.
NC State finally got on the board late in the 3rd quarter on a 43-yard field goal, but the Carolina defense would not let this one slip away.
Shotgun. Baker in the backfield, rolls left, wants to throw it. Under pressure, avoids one man, throws deep into the end zone. Get it out of the hands of the receiver. Oh, my high. The Gamecocks get a break. Matthews coming, Norwood coming, pump fake by Wilson, steps up in the pocket, sacked! Cliff Matthews, the third one of the night. Just when you needed it, Matthews pumps his fist and drops him for a yard loss.
Twice in the final stanza, the Wolfpack moved into Gamecock territory, and twice they were stymied, with their final chance being a pass in the end zone that was broken up by true freshman Stephon Gilmore.
The side, Wilson under pressure. Norwood blitz, Wilson throwing deep down the middle of the field in the end zone. It's incomplete. Stephon Gilmore broke up the play in the end zone, the freshman from South Point High School.
One first down by the Gamecock offense would salt the game away, and they got the big play they needed when Steven Garcia hooked up with senior wide receiver Mo Brown on a 33-yard completion on 3rd and 4.
I formation, Marco the fullback, Maddox the tail. Garcia wants to roll out, sprint out right side. Looking, got a man wide open, Mo Brown. Caught at the 30, first down Carolina. Mo Brown, a leaping catch, goes to the 29. And when Garcia needed to, he put it on the money, good for 33 yards.
Game didn't go quite as we expected to. We kind of marched the ball down the field early there, and we feel like it's going to be a good game. We could blow the guys out, but it ended up being a tight game. And we ended up winning 7-0, which was kind of good for the team, because considering we had some close games where it went the other way, but to start the season off where we came in with a close win, I think it was good for us.
Carolina ran out the clock in a hard-earned 7-3 victory.
Right at the first down marker, but it doesn't matter. The Gamecocks
got another one.
Get the 2009 season opener. They beat NC State for the second year in a row. The SEC versus ACC streak continues, and they do it a little dirty, a lot of defense, a lot of new players and diversity, and some good coaching. 7-3 Carolina.
The Gamecocks opened SEC action in Week 2 by traveling to Athens to face the 21st-ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Despite losing its opener the previous week, Georgia came into this contest as 7-point favorites in a game most thought would be a defensive struggle throughout. Nothing could have been farther from the truth. The Gamecocks jumped out in front with Torrey Gurley on the receiving end of a 6-yard pass from Steven Garcia to open the scoring.
Garcia's got it. 3rd and goal to 6. He's under center this time, looks back the sideline. Mangus gives him the signal. Maddox 5 yards behind. Quick throw inside, touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Torrey Gurley. 6 yards out, a flick of the hand from Steven Garcia, and just like that, Carolina's on the board.
After Georgia returned the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown, the Gamecocks responded with another Garcia TD pass, this time to Brian Maddox.
8 seconds on the play clock. Garcia out of the shotgun, got some protection, throws underneath. Maddox caught the 10, turns the corner. 5, touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Brian Maddox. Garcia changed it, and he got the right number. It was number 10, good for 14 yards, and 6 on the board for the Gamecocks. Adam Yates to kick to the very dangerous Brandon Smith, a highly touted freshman. Stands back. He'll take this one 4 yards deep, and he'll bring it out. He fumbles the football at the 5. There's a scramble for it, and it's a pile. Gamecocks say they have it. Let's wait for the call.
That's it.
Carolina football, turnover. Oh my, Brandon Smith.
When Georgia fumbled on the next kickoff, Spencer Lanning nailed his first career field goal, and Carolina had built a 17-7 advantage. Backed into a corner in front of a partisan crowd of nearly 93,000, the Bulldogs would respond. They scored 24 points over the next 20 minutes, including a touchdown pass from Joe Cox to A.J. Green with just 9 seconds remaining on the clock, while Carolina was able to muster only a pair of Lanning's second quarter field goals. Georgia took a 31-23 lead into intermission. Things looked bleak for the Gamecocks when Georgia scored on its first possession of the second half in a time-consuming 80-yard drive to take a 38-23 lead. But this Carolina team showed it still had some life of its own. Two more landing field goals sandwiched around a safety pulled the Gamecocks within 7 at 38-31 early in the fourth quarter.
Is ready for play now, and the Gamecocks got a 5-man front, and they're coming. Cox throws quickly. It's intercepted at the 35-30. Eric Norwood, 15-10. Got a block. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Eric Norwood.
On Georgia's next possession, linebacker Eric Norwood dropped into coverage and intercepted a pass, returning it 35 yards down the Georgia sideline to pay dirt for his third career touchdown. However, Lanning's extra point was blocked, a play that would come back to haunt the Gamecocks as they still trailed 38-37. Georgia responded again by moving the ball from its own 29 to the Gamecock 14 before freshman Stephon Gilmore came on a corner blitz and sacked Cox.
Cox looking down the middle. He's blitzed, hit by Gilmore, fumbles the football, scramble for it at the 30, and Georgia recovers it.
Blair Walsh hit a field goal from 42 yards out to extend their lead to 41-37 with 6.5 remaining in the contest. Needing a touchdown to win, the Gamecocks took over inside their own 20. Carolina, behind the leadership of Garcia, moved the ball down the field, converting 3 times on third down to keep the drive alive. 2 incomplete passes in the final 30 seconds from the Georgia 7-yard line. The final one, batted away by Rennie Curran in the end zone, sent Sanford Stadium into pandemonium, and the Gamecocks, despite dominating the final statistics, left wondering what if. The Gamecocks had to put the disappointment from Athens behind them quickly as they prepared for the home opener the following week against Florida Atlantic. The Gamecocks came out ready to make amends for the loss in Georgia.
They'll start out in a 4-man front. Steven Garcia go to the right hash mark with Brian Maddox. Trip formation to his right, it's a bunch. He'll hand off to Maddox straight at the middle. Oh, he's faked on a reverse, and that's Mo Brown. He's got it at the 40, 50, stiff arm at the Florida Atlantic 40, all the way down to the 26-yard line. Now they'll mark him at the 27. What a great play fake by Brian Maddox, 50 yards.
Carolina needed just 4 plays and a minute 21 to find the end zone, with Brian Maddox going in from 3 yards out.
Garcia under center, toss sweep Maddox right side, behind DeMarco, inside the 5, 4, touchdown Carolina, touchdown Brian Maddox. Good from 3 yards out, and the Gamecocks say no way are we hung over from the Georgia game.
When Steven Garcia scrambled in from 15 yards out midway through the second quarter to give Carolina a 17-3 advantage, it looked like this one would turn into a rout. But FAU showed some resiliency behind the arm of senior quarterback Rusty Smith. Smith engineered a couple of scoring drives, the last coming with just 16 seconds left in the half. Only a missed extra point kept the Gamecocks on top heading into intermission, 17-16. FAU got the ball to open the second half, but the momentum quickly turned Carolina's way when Stephon Gilmore intercepted a Smith pass on the first play of the half.
Morris and Rose. Smith rolls right, throws into coverage. Did he get his foot in? Yes, he did. Carolina with a turnover, a pick on the Gamecock sideline. Stephon Gilmore. What a great job of keeping his feet in bounds. And now the Gamecocks have it 1st and 10 inside the Florida Atlantic 40. Garcia wants it all, going right side to Gurley. Caught at the 5, knocked out of bounds at the 3. You got to check with Gurley. No flags.
2 plays later, Maddox was in the end zone again, and the Gamecocks never looked back.
Garcia looks back at G.A. Mangus, under center, tall sweep, right side, behind DeMarco, cuts inside. Touchdown, Carolina, touchdown, Brian Maddox. A 3-yard run on a toss sweep. Great blocking on the right side, and the Gamecocks behind T.J. Johnson and Patrick DeMarco Put 6 more on the board. It's 23-16.
Carolina scored on its next 2 possessions to break the game wide open.
Stephen Garcia goes back to work, and Jarvis Giles is into the ball game, and he's across the 20, 25, 30, 40. Tries to cut back into 45, and he's drugged down out of bounds around the 48-yard line. And now Stephen Garcia's got it 1st and 10 after the Giles run at the Carolina 48-yard line. He'll fake to Giles and go deep down the middle of the field. Got Gurley underthrown, caught it at the 14. One move at the 10 and falls at the 8. Garcia, Tommy, was hit just as he threw it, but Gurley wide open on the post route. Good for 44 yards. 2 wide receivers, both sides. Swings it out left side to Maddox. Maddox, 10, 5, touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Brian Maddox.
On FAU's next possession, an Eric Norwood record-tying sack forced a fumble and put the Gamecocks in good field position again.
Throws a single back in the backfield. Ball at the 44. Smith steps up in the pocket, pressured, sacked, the ball's out loose. At Gamecock football. Sack and a turnover. Cliff Matthews dove on it. Eric Norwood with the pressure from the backside the 2nd time tonight. And I think the Gamecocks, Tommy, are actually fighting over the football.
Giles carried 3 straight times for 17 yards, including a 12-yard scoring burst to put the Gamecocks ahead by a 38-16 score, one that stood up the rest of the way.
I formation, 3rd down and 3. Garcia under center up. Handoff, Giles breaks his way inside the 10, 5. Nobody gonna get him. Touchdown, Jarvis Giles from 12 yards out. First TD for number 3. Welcome to college football and Williams-Bright.
Yeah, the Ole Miss game was, I guess, one of our big games this year, playing them here at home. And I think Shepard Smith, who is a news analyst with Fox News, said that it was the loudest SEC stadium he had ever been in. And he's an Ole Miss alum, and I think he's been to all of them. So that was neat to hear that our crowd is the loudest in the SEC.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, even before the game, just driving on the bus, coming to the stadium, you could just, so many fans. And we got to the Gamecock walk, and more fans that I've seen at one of those since I've been here. And it just, I guess that just kind of set it all off and set everything up for us. But when the game started, we kind of went in with a mentality like, just give them the best shot we got, and just kind of let go with it, and just kept playing and playing and playing, and just ended up on top.
Just the game itself was pretty amazing. Student section, the whole fans, they were pretty loud the whole game, and they definitely was the 12th man on the field that night.
You know, the atmosphere was just crazy. The student section was crazy. The wind was even crazier, and we was working real hard, you know, throughout practice during that week, and you know, it paid off at the end.
So our fans were super, and our defense was the story of the night, though, as we beat Ole Miss. At the time, they were ranked number 4 in the country. They finished not quite. I don't think they finished in the top 25, but they had an 8-4 year, and it was a big win for us at that time, certainly.
The national spotlight was shining on Columbia when the Gamecocks hosted 4th-ranked Ole Miss in a Thursday night ESPN contest. The Gamecocks were hoping to snap a 28-year drought against teams ranked in the top 5 and were looking for their first ever home win against a top 5 opponent.
Here comes Jevin Sneed, NFL prospect. Offset eye behind him with Davis and Bolden. 2 wide receivers left side. They want to go with Bolden. Bolden trying the left corner. Bolden hit at the 29. Flipped up in the air by Akeem Auguste. And Akeem has turned into not just a great corner for coverage, Tommy. He's a fantastic tackler.
What many thought might turn into an offensive shootout quickly settled into a defensive struggle. Senior linebacker Eric Norwood showed Ole Miss and the nation why he's an All-America candidate.
Norwood, wide side of the field. Sneed gets the ball. Here comes Norwood. Sack! He breaks the record! Eric Norwood on a 3rd down and 20 is the all-time sack leader for South Carolina. -5 on the play. Break the paint out at Williams-Bright. Put Eric Norwood. Get his name up there.
It was crazy to be able to break it versus Ole Miss. I mean,
It was just a crazy feeling, and just that whole atmosphere that Thursday night. It was just like it was just meant to be broke that night.
For Joshua Sheen, all he is all SEC. Perfect on the season. 2 for 2 in field goals. Snap it back, set it down. Sheen kicks it up, high enough, certainly long enough. And it's good. And Ole Miss strikes first.
Ole Miss got on the board first late in the first quarter. But that would be all the Gamecock defense would allow in the first half. Carolina moved the ball effectively most of the half, but could only muster a pair of Spencer Lanning chip shot field goals, taking a 6-3 lead into intermission. On South Carolina's first possession of the second half, Steven Garcia hooked up with Mo Brown on a 69-yard completion, the longest play in both players' careers.
3 wide receivers left side. Garcia throwing underneath. Mo Brown caught. 27, 28, 30, 40, 50. Foot race. 35, 30. Tripping at the 15, 10, and down to the 8-yard line. Mo Brown breaks out a 69-yard reception. Garcia pumps his fist at the 20 to the Gamecock sideline. Turner to snap. Flynn is the holder. He reaches for it, puts it down. Lanning kicks it up. It's clean. It's good. So Carolina can't convert after the big game from Mo Brown, and it's 9-3.
On Mississippi's next possession, defensive end Cliff Matthews got to Snead, forcing a fumble and putting the Gamecocks on the doorstep again.
Norwood, the wide side of the field. Here he comes. Snead stepping up in the pocket, but this time it's another Gamecock. Cliff Matthews with the sack. -4 in the play, and the Gamecocks who lead the conference. And there's a fumble. Carolina football at the 22-yard line. Oh my goodness. Barnes into the game. Jeffrey into the game at wide receiver. Garcia on a 3rd and 10 at the Ole Miss 25. Takes a snap out of the shotgun. Steps up in the pocket. Throws down the middle of the field. Barnes has got it at the 14. Turns and falls at the 10. First down, Carolina on a 15-yard bullet. Garcia to Barnes. He miles the eye back behind Garcia. 3rd down and goal at the 2. Garcia rollout. Throws in the flats. DeMarco dives for it. Caught. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Patrick DeMarco from 2 yards out. The Gamecocks break the code in the red zone, and they get 7 with the extra point upcoming.
It was definitely a defensive game total. I mean, our offense struggled, their offense struggled, and the defense just kept pounding away. And we snuck in the end zone late, and I guess that just kind of turned everything around.
Markeith Summers got behind the Gamecock secondary and hauled in a 45-yard touchdown pass early in the fourth quarter, bringing the Rebs to within a touchdown at 16-10, with most of the final period still to play. While the Gamecock offense went dry, the defense would not let this one slip away.
Clock under 2 minutes. 2nd and 9. Snead. Hands off. It's a reverse play. McCluster trying to get to the white side. Now he wants to throw it. Now he tucks it down again. Now he's drilled. Darian Stewart lays the wood on Dexter McCluster. So Houston Nutt went for the end zone. He didn't throw it. Well covered by Chris Culliver.
Darian Stewart preserved the win by batting down the final pass, snapping their 23-game losing streak against top 5 opponents.
Snead stepping up in the pocket, throwing down the field, into coverage, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Darian Stewart, but Carolina takes over on downs. The Gamecocks can seal it.
It was a great win for our program too. Of course, going into the season, we kept saying a new Carolina team and beat them top-ranked teams and the better teams, and being able to beat the number 4 team in the nation. That definitely was a sign that we were taking steps in the right direction.
That's going to do it. The Gamecocks, with the biggest upset in the history of Williams-Brice Stadium, beat number 4 Ole Miss. A Thursday night special, and look at this, the players are going in the student section. Unbelievable. Carolina wins it 16-10. Upset at Williams-Brice. They go to 3-1 on the season. Hello, Top 25.
Carolina hosted in-state rival South Carolina State the following week in Columbia.
Let's go, Pat! Hey, New Carolina 3! 1, 2, 3! New Carolina!
Coach Spurrier and the Gamecock coaching staff knew that their neighbors to the south were one of the top FCS teams in the country, and this one would be a struggle. And struggle it was, at least for a half. After a scoreless first period, Spencer Lanning got the Gamecocks on the board first early in the second period with a 30-yard field goal, his 10th consecutive made attempt. Later in the quarter, the Gamecocks took over in Bulldog territory following a short punt. Jarvis Giles burst through for a 33-yard gallop to the 6. 3 plays later, Steven Garcia sneaked in from a yard away, stretching the lead to 10. But SC State came right back. Quarterback Malcolm Long led the Bulldogs on a 9-play, 75-yard drive and took it in himself from 5 yards out with just seconds remaining before intermission, cutting the deficit to 3 as the teams headed into the locker room. The Gamecocks came out with renewed energy in the third quarter and put this game away. After a quick 3-and-out for the defense, the Gamecock offense took over and drove 49 yards in 6 plays.
Garcia drops back, looking right side, complete to Mo Brown, caught at the 24, turns down and falls. High formation now in the second down and 10 after the incompletion. Ball spotted at the 22. They'll run this time with Miles straight up the middle. Behind DeMarco, Miles bounces out, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kenny Miles. Woo! 22 yards, and he just bounced off defenders and earned it on his own. And the Gamecocks go up 16-7 with the extra point upcoming. That's his first touchdown of the year.
Here's a field goal attempt.
From 38 yards. The long for Erskine is 40. They set it down for him, blocked. Carolina blocks the field goal attempt, and it'll be down right around the 26-yard line. Wow, great pressure right up the middle.
Several plays later, Garcia hooked up with Mo Brown on a beautiful 40-yard scoring bomb, and finally the partisan Gamecock crowd could breathe a little easier.
High formation behind Garcia, Maddox stays in. G.A. Mangus signals late. Split backfield between Maddox and DeMarco. Garcia, 5-step drop, looking left side, going deep down the far side of the field. Caught at the 5, touchdown Carolina. Touchdown, Mo Brown. 40-yard strike from Garcia. And Mo Brown celebrates with DeMarco at the 1. What a catch.
On Carolina's next possession, it was Garcia and Brown connecting again.
Touched it about all the time. And now here's Carolina back to work with Garcia. I formation. He wants to go play action. Those got time. Going left side. Mo Brown again. Caught the 15. And knocked out of bounds at the 13. Great corner route on the far sidelines. Good for 24 yards. Down for the Gamecocks. Garcia under center in the offset eye. 2 wide receivers left side. The wide side of the field. 49 seconds left in the third quarter. It's 24-7. Garcia drops back. Looks left side. Corner route from Mo Brown. Over the shoulder. Caught. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Mo Brown from 9 yards out. And his second one on the night.
With mostly reserves on the field, the Gamecocks tacked on another score in the fourth quarter.
Call him out of the shotgun. Looks left side to Mangus, who changes the play. Ball in the right hash mark, 2 wide receivers left side. Cunningham steps back in to help protect. McCullum out of the shotgun. Giles the back. McCullum looking left side, throwing the corner. Alshon Jeffrey caught. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Alshon Jeffries. 20 yards, the first career touchdown for number 1. Oh, what a leaping catch from Alshon.
South Carolina State made the final score a more respectable 38-14 when Long scored his second rushing touchdown of the night with just 4 seconds left in the contest. But Carolina improved its record to 4-1, while the Bulldogs went down in defeat for the first time in 4 tries. The Gamecocks returned to SEC action the following week when the Kentucky Wildcats came to Williams-Brice Stadium looking to snap a 9-game losing streak to Carolina and defeat Coach Spurrier for the first time in 17 tries. This one turned into a coming-out party for wide receiver Alshon Jeffrey.
Coach Spurrier resets his visor. G.A. Mangus gets him out of the huddle. Garcia moving quickly. 6 seconds on the play clock. Under center, 2 wide receivers right side. Maddox in the backfield. Garcia, 5-step drop. Looking underneath. Jeffrey caught the one. Dives in there. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Alshon Jeffrey. Good from 10 yards out. First and 10. For Kentucky, 2 wide receivers right side. Locke dots the eye behind John Connor. Hardline under center. Hands to Locke, left side. Great block from Connor. 10-5, touchdown. Kentucky. An 11-yard run from Derek Locke, and John Connor just blew up the left side of the Gamecock defense, and Kentucky's gone back on top. They could make it 10-7.
On this warm October day in Columbia, wide receiver Alshon showed why he was a highly sought-after recruit.
2 wide receivers right side, including Brown and Jeffrey. Low snap, handled by Garcia. Garcia wants right side. Jeffrey on the fade route. Jump ball. Caught. Touchdown. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Alshon Jeffries. 28 yards. His second of the day. He has brought himself in a big way to college football midway through this first season.
Alshon showed up big that day. We made a bunch of big plays, and he put us on the shoulders, and we rolled with him, and we come out with a big win. That definitely was pivotal for our season and our team. We don't win that game, we're probably not talking right now about the bowl.
Kentucky had a 7-yard reception on an underneath route from Randall Cobb, and they just scored on the Gamecocks. Randall Cobb got him down to the 14 and takes it in from about the 10-yard line, and now Kentucky's back on top. Jeffrey back into the ball game. He's been the touchdown maker today. He's got 2 and over 100 yards receiving. The 7th play of the drive will be a 3rd and 15 from the Kentucky 22-yard line. 6:43 to go in this third quarter of play. 17-14 Kentucky. Garcia out of the shotgun. Here comes blitz. Throwing left side, fade route. Jeffrey going for it. Caught. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Alshon Jeffrey. Make it 3 on the day. Are you kidding me? From 22 yards out. Oh my goodness, number 1. 34-yard field goal this time. Randall Cobb puts his knee down right at the 25. Lona Sieber. They sit it down for him. Kick it up this time. Plenty long, plenty high, and it's good. 3 points for Kentucky, and Carolina leads it by 1, 21-20 with 1:24 to go in the third. What a ball game. Garcia changing things up already. Plenty of time on the play clock. Under center, Garcia. High formation. Sprint draw. Miles straight at the middle. 25-20, 15-10, cuts to the 5, down to the 1. Kenny Miles behind 2 great blocks. Lemuel Jean-Pierre. Patrick DeMarco goes 26 yards. Carolina's got it 1st and goal at the Kentucky 1. What a run. 1st and goal at the 1. Steven Garcia has got Miles behind him, but he wants to take it himself. Garcia from 1 yard out. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Steven Garcia. Quarterback sneak. Nothing fancy there, just 6 more for the Gamecocks.
Kentucky playing without quarterback Mike Hartline, who went out with a knee injury in the third quarter, came right back down the field with Randall Cobb at the helm.
Calls for the snap. Snap it to him. Fake it. Now he takes it straight up the middle. Gathers missed him, and he's inside the 25-20. Cuts back. Trying the far sideline. Finally knocked out of bounds. Cobb out of the Wildcat. Back to his right. Cobb takes it right side. Stood up at the 1, but he gets there. Touchdown, Kentucky. Touchdown, Randall Cobb from 3 yards out. And we will see whether Kentucky will go and make it a one-point game or try to tie it up with 2. Here comes the 2-point conversion. They'll start it on the left hash mark. This is it. 3 wide receivers right side. 4:34 to go in the game. Fiddler takes the ball out of the shotgun. Tipped up in the air. Cliff Matthews knocks it down. Never got past the line of scrimmage. And a high bump between Cliff Matthews and Eric Norwood around the 30. And the Gamecock defense gets to celebrate a great drive by Kentucky. No conversion on the 2-pointer.
Now it was up to the Carolina offense to make a couple of first downs, milk the clock, and seal the deal.
High formation again, 3:21 to go. 3rd and 4 for the Gamecocks. Kentucky all up in the line of scrimmage. Deion LaCorn left side comes in motion. Garcia wants to roll out right side. Now he's going to run it. Garcia leaping. Garcia, a leaping first down. If you ever question number 5's courage, he just showed you 6 feet in the air, 5-yard gain, and a first down Gamecocks. Are you kidding me?
Garcia came up huge on a 3rd and 4 from the 26, keeping the drive alive. The Wildcats returned to Lexington on the short end of a 28-26 score, extending their losing streak to South Carolina to double digits and remaining winless in 17 tries all time against the head ball coach.
Gotta get my ball. Hey, my ball right here. Turned it up to 212 degrees today. All right? Got ball in it, got hot, and put us in the game. That's what I'm talking about.
The 22nd ranked Gamecocks faced their sternest test of the 09 campaign when they traveled to Tuscaloosa to face the 2nd ranked and undefeated Alabama Crimson Tide in a nationally televised ESPN contest. The Gamecocks were hoping to strike first on this cool October night in hopes of quieting the 92,000 fans on hand.
I'm excited. This is wonderful. Great.
Gamecocks bouncing up and down, awaiting the kick. The 14th meeting ever between the Crimson Tide and the Gamecocks. So we're underway. Tiffin puts his foot into it at the 30. High, but a little short, taken at the 9 by Culver on the close sideline. Heads to the hash mark, gets to the wide side of the field. Culver at the 30, 35, stiff arm and knocked down on the far sideline with a flag. On the Gamecock bench, they mob him, his own players. But there is a flag on the play after the 31-yard return. The Gamecocks all the way into Alabama territory. After the penalty, they'll start at the Bama 44. 2 wide receivers right side. Garcia, quick drop, 5 steps, got time. Pump fakes, throws down the middle, picked off at the 24, 25, 30, 40. Down the sideline to Alabama. In the Gamecock territory, still on his feet. 30, 20, cuts back, 15, 10. He's going to go the distance. No flags, and they don't call him out of bounds. It's touchdown Alabama. 66 yards on the pick and return.
In the past, that early punch in the mouth in a tough environment may have been a knockout blow. But Steve Spurrier's Gamecocks showed that this was a different team and a different year, and they would not fold that easily.
McElroy gets in the shotgun for the first time tonight. Carolina in a 4-man front, but they walk guys up, the backers. They rush forward. McElroy dropping back, going down the middle of the field, picked off. Shaq Wilson at the 40, stays on his feet. 35 down to the 31. A 14-yard return from Shaq Wilson. The Gamecock defense returns the favor to the Tide. They picked off Garcia. Now Carolina's got the football.
The Carolina defense continually rose to the occasion against the Tide, which came in averaging 37 points per game.
So it lanes up, 2nd down and 10 at the Carolina 25. Bam out of the pistol. Bad snap, handled. The ball's on the ground at the 30. It's a scramble for it at the 40. And the Gamecocks have it. Cliff Matthews, the sure-handed defensive end, gets another fumble recovery, the 5th of this year for Matthews. And what a lick in the backfield. It happened so fast, I'm not even sure who it was. Tippin to attempt a 48-yard field goal will be almost right in the middle of the field. Set it down for him, kick it up. The senior, it's right at the goalpost, and no good. It was short and left. Tippin from 48 yards out, no good.
A 52-yard completion from Garcia to freshman Alshon Jeffrey set up the first of 2 second-quarter Spencer Lanning field goals.
Shotgun, Miles in the backfield. They rush 6. Garcia's got some time. Throws to Alshon Jeffrey. Caught the 45-50. Jeffrey running. 40, 30. They're stripping him down from behind. He holds on to it at the 15. Alshon Jeffrey. My goodness, what a catch and run of 52 yards. A Carolina first down. It'll be inside the Bama 20-yard line. Spencer Lanning right in the middle of the field. He's got the front out there to hold, turn to snap. Bama, pressure him, snap it back, good one. Set it down, kick it up, it's clean, and it's good. And Carolina's got 3 on the board in Tuscaloosa, and they trail now only by 7.
Lanning hit from 22 yards out, then again from 31 as the first half expired, sending the Gamecocks into the locker room trailing by just a touchdown at 13-6.
Snap it back to front, put it down, kick it up, high, plenty deep, and it's good. Spencer Lanning, 12 straight, and the Gamecocks run out the clock in the first half by putting 3 more on the board. They trail Alabama, though, 13-6.
The second half was much of the same.
McElroy on a 2nd and 10. Drops back 5 steps. Under pressure, Clifton Geathers. He's got him sacked. The ball's on the ground. Turnover, Carolina. Clifton Geathers, the sack and the fumble recovery. Oh, what a speed rush from the outside. And the Gamecock defense comes up big again.
Neither team could mount much of a scoring threat until Ingram capped a 6-play, 68-yard drive, finding pay dirt from 4 yards out for the game's only offensive touchdown with just under 5 minutes remaining to seal the win.
Shotgun snap, call sweep, Ingram left side, cut back into 5, 4. Touchdown Alabama. Touchdown, Mark Ingram from 4 yards out.
The hard-fought loss dropped Carolina just 1 spot in both major polls. The 23rd ranked South Carolina Gamecocks returned home on Saturday, October 24th to host SEC Eastern Division rival Vanderbilt in the annual homecoming game. On a night the school would honor its 1969 Atlantic Coast Conference champions and its 1984 Black Magic team, the Gamecocks were intent on not letting the underdog Commodores get the better of them for a 3rd straight season. This one turned into another defensive struggle from the outset. After a scoreless first period, the Gamecocks finally broke through midway through the second quarter when Steven Garcia connected on a 35-yard touchdown pass to D.L. Moore.
Garcia back to work on the shotgun. Pump fakes, throws down the near sideline. D.L. Moore in the end zone. Does he hang on? Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown D.L. Moore from 35 yards, and the last 4 yards was on his fingertips. Oh my!
Yeah, they're going to look at it. Yeah, I thought they were. After review, ruling on the field stands as called.
D.L. Moore with his first career touchdown, and it was by a blade of grass.
The Carolina advantage lasted just 14 seconds, though.
Now the NFL. Adam Yates with a 7-point lead kicks off to Warren Merman, who takes it at the 2-yard line. Comes up the far hash, now straight up the middle. Got a man to beat. He's at the 40, 50, Gamecock 40, 30, 25, 20. He's going to go the distance with no flags. And the Vanderbilt Commodores just tied up with an extra point when it's coming 99 yards.
The second half was similar to the first. Commodore punter Brett Upson kept Carolina pinned deep in its own territory for much of the night.
Upson does so. This one will go towards the Gamecock bench. Gilmore waves everybody off. It takes a high bounce. Will roll inside the 10, inside the 5, and Vandy will down it at the 1-yard line.
Ryan Fowler's 21-yard field goal midway through the third period put Vandy on top 10-7, and the home crowd began to grow restless as the game entered the final period. Garcia and his standout freshman receivers came alive, starting from the 1-yard line.
Gamecocks start first and 10 at their own 1. Garcia out of his own end zone. Going to go deep down the far sideline to Gurley. Gurley up, caught, one-handed catch at the Carolina 44-yard line. Corey Gurley, we missed you. He just came up big, 43 yards. That's confidence, Tommy. That is first and 10, Carolina. Garcia under center, I formation, throws quickly outside. Alshon Jeffrey got a block into Vanderbilt territory. 40, knocked out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Alshon Jeffrey, 23-yard reception. A great block from Stephen Flynn. Back at Williams-Brice Stadium, a crucial third down, 3rd and 20. As the Gamecocks have trickled into Vanderbilt territory. They got it at their own 43. Garcia out of the shotgun, Miles in the backfield. Garcia looking down the middle of the field. Alshon Jeffrey, off the 20, 15, 10, touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, number 1 in your heart, number 1 on the roster. 43 yards out. Boom.
After holding Vanderbilt to 3 and outs on its next 2 possessions, the Commodores got the ball back with 4 minutes remaining and 65 yards away from a potential game-winning touchdown.
Smith out of the shotgun, 2 wide receivers left side, looking left side, underneath route, thrown, and it's almost picked off by C.C. Whitlock. The Gamecock bench goes crazy. What do they need to do to get an interception? Tipped up 3 times, Tommy.
I don't know what to say. That's about the 7th or 8th one this year that we have just had all over us and just not able to pull it in. Big one right there, though. Maybe not a bigger one all year long than that one.
A 2-yard completion and an incomplete pass brought up 3rd and 8 from the 23.
Smith out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers right side. Here comes the blitz. Smith under pressure, throws late, and he throws towards the Gamecock sideline. We're looking for intentional grounding, and the Gamecocks get it. Eric Norwood, I don't know who else that was. Was that Chris Culver? Goodness.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 10. Penalty is loss of down, it's called a foul. 4th down.
4th down. Man, Chris Culver came in. You know, he runs 4.28, Tommy. He had every bit of it on that blitz.
The loss backed up the Commodores to the 47-yard line where they faced a 4th and 32.
1:34 to go in the game. Carolina 14-10 lead.
This is a Hail Mary sort of.
4th down and 32 yards for Larry Smith. 3 wide receivers left side, 4-man front. Norwood with a rush. Smith steps up in the pocket, now turns his shoulders. Smith running towards the Gamecock bench. And he's going to run out of bounds back at the 39-yard line. Eric Norwood tracking him down, and look at Lorenzo Ward run down the sideline, getting some high fives from Jamie Spurrier. Clifton Gathers with great pressure. And now Carolina takes over on downs with a 4-point lead. Garcia letting the play clock wind down, and now he gets under Garrett Anderson in the victory formation. Takes a snap, delays, and then goes down. They protect him, and that's going to be it. Tommy, you're right, though. Listen, give Vanderbilt credit. There's not turnovers tonight. It took a great player or 2 of them to make great plays to beat them, and that's where this conference is now.
The Gamecocks put their 6-2 record on the line on Halloween night in Knoxville against the Tennessee Volunteers.
Here come the Gamecocks at Neyland Stadium in their garnet pants and white jerseys, and I see no hint of intimidation.
The Gamecocks dug themselves an early hole on this rainy night, one that would prove to be insurmountable.
It is 3rd down and 9 yards to go. The Carolina 28, no score, just underway in Knoxville. Garcia on the shotgun, getting Miles to his left. Calls for the snap. Here comes Tennessee on a blitz. Picked up initially. Garcia throwing wide open. He's got his tight end, Justice Cunningham, who catches the football, and they turn him up, and it's a fumble, and they call it Tennessee. I'm not sure he wasn't down, but they call it a fumble. Just as Cunningham was flipped, he was wide open on the play. And as he got flipped, he let the ball loose. And Tennessee takes over. True I formation now on a second down and 4 yards to go. Compton wants to throw again. Play action, got a man down the middle. Caught. 24, stiff arm, 15, 10, touchdown Tennessee. Alston Johnson, the fullback, goes 37 yards on the second play from scrimmage to the balls after a Carolina turnover, and it's 6-0 Tennessee.
Carolina's nightmarish start continued on its next possession.
Good play fake by Kenny Miles as well. Garcia jumps back in the shotgun. Got Miles this time, hands off to him straight up the middle, and the football's on the ground again. Let's see if they call it a fumble. Kenny Miles ran it straight up the middle. It's a Tennessee football. 2 turnovers in a row for the Gamecocks, both on the second play of the series. Kenny Miles doesn't fumble the football, but he puts it on the ground, and Wes Brown for the balls comes up with it. Got a passing touchdown from Compton to Alston already in this ballgame. They're looking for more now. They take 2 tight end set. Hardesty alone, back in the backfield. Bring a man in motion. That's Gerald Jones to the left side. They'll hand off. Hardesty left side. Grip and spins away inside the 10. 5. Touchdown, Tennessee. 14 yards out. Ontario Hardesty got tripped, regained his feet on the turf, and rolled in. And just like that, the extra point upcoming, it'll be 14-0 Tennessee. 2 turnovers and 2 touchdowns for the Vols.
A third Carolina fumble, this one by Garcia, gave Tennessee another short field early in the second period.
Garcia now on second down and 10. Offset eye behind him. He's under center this time with 2 wide receivers left side. Tennessee rolling up. Play clock running down. Garcia gets it off. I formation, wants to throw it. Got some room to run right side. He's across the 25, drops his shoulder ball on the ground. Dennis Rogan picks it up at the 29. It could be another Gamecock turnover. Garcia's shoulders droop down, and that means it is. Tennessee's got it in Gamecock territory again. How many young players will not hold the football for Carolina? Hardesty and Cooper. Compton, under center, brings a man in motion. Half set. Compton stumbles, throws it right side. Got a man in the flat. He's hit the goal line and he spins in. Touchdown, Tennessee. 3-yard touchdown pass. Kevin Cooper, the fullback, stumbling. Compton stumbling, but it was good enough to catch and turn, and Carolina can't knock it away. And the Vols with the extra point to go up 21-0 in Knoxville. 3 turnovers lead to 3 touchdowns for the Tennessee Volunteers, and they lead it in the first half in Knoxville.
The Gamecocks had a chance to turn the momentum to their side late in the second period.
There with 3:39 to go, Stephon Gilmore will have a chance for a return. Gilmore has averaged about 9 yards a return. Stands back at the Carolina 35. Cunningham puts his foot into it. He lines it up for Gilmore to take it. Takes it at the 28. Starts towards the far sideline. Gets a block. 30, 35. Gilmore at the 40. 45. Flag down on the play. Carolina men blocking in the back. It may be a DJ Swearinger. But here's Stephon Gilmore. He's still going. 30, 20, 15, 10. It would be a touchdown, but there's a block in the back, I think, by Carolina. Are you kidding me? What else can you do?
Doing a return, block in the back, 36 to the receiving team.
But a 72-yard return by Stephon Gilmore is nullified with a block in the back, penalty on a punt return. And Carolina had 3:16 to go now in this first half of play. And they'll back it up to the 15.
The Gamecocks finally got on the board just before intermission.
Spencer Lanning trying a 47-yard field goal off the left hash mark. Turner the snapper. Flint looks back at Lanning. Spencer nods. He's ready. Snap it back. Set it down. Kick it up. It's high. It's long. It's good. Spencer Lanning, a career long 47-yard kick.
Another Lanning field goal cut the margin to 21-6 midway through the third period.
Looks like a 32-yard field goal is upcoming for the Gamecocks. Red zone woes again. Looks up, field goals. Snap it back, put it down, kick it up, high and clean, and it's good. Carolina puts another 3 on the board after a 9-play drive. 6:40 to go in this third quarter of play, but they still trail 21-6.
But Tennessee responded with its only scoring drive of the night that covered more than 45 yards.
1st and 10 for Tennessee. Just like that, they're at the Gamecock 30. Ontario Hardesty in the backfield. Some movement up front, but they resettle. Handoff, Hardesty, they're trying the left side again. He's inside the 25, breaks a tackle, 20, 15, 10. They bump him and he runs into the end zone. No, they mark him out. They mark him out of bounds at the Gamecock 7-yard line. Prompted, long snap count. Handoff, Hardesty, left side again, inside the 5, dives for it. Touchdown, Tennessee. Tennessee leads it 28-6. So Carolina is forced to get 3, but the balls come right back in 6 plays, as Tommy said.
The Gamecocks countered with their best drive of the night, covering 77 yards in 3 plays.
Now they move DeMarco out to the left side. The lone back is Giles. Garcia under center. Quick drop, 5 steps. Looking left side. Throwing down to Wesley Saunders. He's got him at the 35 on a seam route. And Wesley's knocked down around the 31. It's a 23-yard reception. Saunders got behind the linebacker, and Garcia just zipped it into his outside shoulder pad and brought it in. Garcia now with a 1st and 10. He's in ball territory. Looks over at G.A. Mangus. Kenny Miles alone back, 6 yards deep. Mo Brown split out wide to the right side. 6-man front for Tennessee. Garcia wants to go deep. Far sideline for Mo Brown. Leaping, caught.
Got it.
Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Mo Brown. The senior who defended his freshman wide receiver this week just comes up with a huge catch over the shoulder on a beautifully thrown ball at 31 yards. With 2:05 to go in the third, the Gamecocks finally strike from 31 yards out. It's Garcia to Mo Brown.
First touchdown given up by Tennessee, I believe, in 11 quarters now.
But that was all Carolina could muster in a disappointing 31-13 setback. For the second week in a row, the Gamecocks faced a tough road SEC test as they traveled to Fayetteville to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Carolina forced an Arkansas punt on the first possession of the game. The Gamecocks then put together their longest sustained drive of the season before settling for a Spencer Lanning 23-yard field goal and a 3-0 lead.
Sprint draw to Miles. Miles got some room across the 30, 25, 40. Spins and gets almost to the 50-yard line. We'll see out of the shotgun. 3rd and 10. Drops back. Got time. Throws curl route. Jason Barnes caught right at the marker. Will they give it to him? Yes, they will. Here's the trio set. That's 3 wide receivers to the short side of the field. Garcia under center. Runs reverse to Mo Brown. Got DeMarco in front of him. Mo across the 40. Inside the 35, 30, 20. Gets a block it down to the 15-yard line. Reverse play from Mo Brown. Freddie Burton finally brings him down, but it's a 25-yard gain. Mo had a 50-yarder earlier in the season. He breaks off 25 there. Snap it back, put it down, kick it up. Jumping Arkansas does not get it. It's up, and it's good. 3 points on the road in the Southeastern Conference.
Arkansas stormed right back down the field on its next possession.
Mallett looking left side, steps up in the pocket, hits his back in the flat. Close to 45, 50, in the Gamecock territory, 40, 30, knocked out of bounds at Carolina's 18-yard line is Broderick Green. Green stays in the ball game. He's up in a short set right behind Mallett. They bring a man in motion. They'll hand to him. Sweep right side, inside the 15, cut back at the 10, 5, touchdown Arkansas. Joe Adams just like that.
The Gamecocks were back in business at the Razorback 23.
Kenny Miles into the backfield. Mo Brown in the slot left side, out of the shotgun, snap it to him. Garcia rolling left side, throws into the flat, complete around the 6. Mo Brown off of his shoelace, but he can't turn and score. He's dropped right immediately there at the 6-yard line. Great play calling and a good fake from Steven Garcia. A rollout left side. Home back in the backfield. Looks over to the sideline. Garcia under center. Garcia trying to take it himself. Dives for it. Stands on his feet. Turn. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Steven Garcia from inches out. And Carolina's on the board with a quarterback sneak. And the Gamecocks are back on top. They lead at 10-7 with 12:29 to go in the second quarter.
Carolina seemed certain to take the 3-point lead into intermission, but the Razorbacks weren't quite finished.
Ryan Mallett, though, is trying to get some work done here before the quarter runs out. He'll go out of the shotgun, send three wide receivers out into the flats. He'll hit his tight end around the 29. DJ Williams turns the corner, up the sideline. 50, it's a foot race. Stephon Gilmore, the only man to get him. DJ Williams cuts back and down to the 6-yard line. 6 seconds to go in the half. DJ Williams catches one in the flats, turns the corner, and goes 70 yards. My goodness. Picks up the field goal, calls for the football. Snap it back, put it down, kick it up. It's a wobbler, and it's good, though. Tied at 10 at half.
The Gamecocks quickly took momentum back when Garcia found true freshman Alshon Jeffrey behind the Arkansas secondary on the first play of the second half.
Two backs, DeMarco and Maddox. He splits him out of the gun. Garcia, play action him out. DeMarco wants to go down the field to Jeffrey, caught at the 40, 35, 30, 15, 10, touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Alshon Jeffries. Just like that, 80 yards, open up the second half, boom!
But that would prove to be the final highlight for the Gamecocks on this day. The Razorbacks scored the game's final 23 points, including touchdowns on 3 of their 4 second-half possessions.
Carolina on the first play of the second half throws an 80-yard touchdown and missed the extra point. And that seemed to do it for them because not much went well there afterwards. And that'll do it from Fayetteville. The Razorbacks and Bobby Petrino will go to 5-4 on the season. Carolina to 6-4 as Arkansas wins it 33-16.
Coming off 2 straight road losses, the Gamecocks were happy to return to the friendly confines of a sold-out Williams-Brice Stadium. The challenge that awaited them was the top-ranked and defending national champion Florida Gators. When their first drive was stalled after just 3 plays, head coach Steve Spurrier reached into his bag of tricks.
And 4th down upcoming for the Gamecocks, and likely Spencer Lanning will trot out on the field, and he does so. He'll stand at the Gamecock 29-yard line. Brandon James, the dangerous. It's a fake. Lanning throws it left side. It's caught. There's a flag on the play, but they're inside the Florida 40-yard line.
More than one man moving at the same time, never got stopped, never got sent for 1 second. 5 drives from the previous spot, 4th down.
4 plays later, quarterback Tim Tebow hit Riley Cooper on a post pattern, and Cooper did the rest.
Tebow alone again. Tebow, big shotgun snap, looking left side, throws curl route complete to Riley. Call it the 50, foot race, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, touchdown Florida, 68 yards.
The Gamecocks responded with a time-consuming 14-play, 84-yard drive that took nearly 6 minutes off the clock.
Garcia looking, he's under center. Florida with a 5-man front. They rush forward. Garcia, play action, looking left side, throwing to Alshon Jeffrey, caught at the 19, out of bounds. What a strike from Steven Garcia. Could not have been 1 foot further or shorter. It's good for 24 yards and a Carolina first down. Garcia out of the shotgun. Maddox to his right, he fakes to Maddox, rolls right shortly, now throws in the flat, complete at the 11. Jason Barnes down to the 1-yard line. Do they call him down? The ball's on the ground, and it is Carolina. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Here comes Steven Garcia, I formation, 1st and goal from the 2, handoff right side, touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Brian Maddox from 2 yards out, red zone, run it in, Carolina on the board.
Florida scored on each of its next 2 possessions.
Carolina holds, and that brings out Caleb Sturgis to attempt a 32-yard field goal. The snap is there, the kick is up, and it's good. So the Gamecocks get a stop in the red zone, and Moody joins him in the backfield now on 2nd down and 1. Option left side, pitch to Moody, inside the 20, 15, cut back at the 10, 5, touchdown Florida. DJ Swearinger missed a tackle around the 3, but a great play by Florida. It's a 17-yard gain, and the Gators get back on the board at 16-7 with the extra point upcoming.
The Gamecocks took over with decent field position.
Ball's at the Florida 48. 4:42, the Gamecocks have 1 timeout left. Garcia under center this time. Blitz by Florida, thrown to the outside. Alshon Jeffrey, stiff arm at the 40, gets a first down for Carolina, and he's knocked out of bounds at the Gator 35-yard lines. He almost went the distance. 3 wide receivers right side. Garcia takes a quick look at the sideline, now takes a snap, rolling right side. Throws in the flats, got his man Jason Barnes, caught at the 25. He breaks a tackle and they mark him down at the 11-yard line. It looked like he might have slid out of bounds, but it's 21 yards again. 8th play of the drive for the Gamecocks. 2:26 to go in the first half of play. 2nd down and 7 for Garcia. Ball at the Gator 9, out of the shotgun with Maddox to his right. Got some time now under pressure. Garcia slips one man, moves left side, throws to the corner to Wesley Saunders. Caught, touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Wesley Saunders, are you kidding me? Good from 9 yards out. All it took was one move from Garcia and a strike in the corner of the end zone. It's 13-17 Gators.
And the Gamecocks were back in the game, trailing just 17-14, heading into intermission. The teams slugged it out in a scoreless third quarter, with Florida misfiring on a pair of opportunities.
4th and 1, 5:22 to go in this third quarter. Number 1 Florida with a 3-point lead. They're having trouble getting set up, Tommy. Play clock down to 7. Tebow out of the shotgun, now moves Riley to the right side. Tebow taking himself straight up the middle, stood up.
He didn't
stopped Tim Tebow on 4th and 1. They stopped Tim Tebow on 4th and 1. Are you kidding me?
He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh my!
Eric Norwood stuffed Tebow on a 4th down situation, keeping the raucous crowd energized and the Gamecocks very much alive.
Gamecocks on the season, 8 of 17 on 4th down, and they're going for it against the number 1 Gators, DeMarco and Maddox. I formation behind Garcia, 2 wide receivers right side. Garcia rolling right, looking into the flat. Nobody there open. Now pump fakes, now trying to run it himself. Cut back again. Garcia dives for it. Are you kidding me? Steven Garcia with the feet of a tailback picks it up and he pumps his arms to the sideline. Maddox the lone back. Garcia, quick drop, throws, slant route, incomplete and intercepted. Florida's got it at the 21. Tipped up in the air. Florida still running. That's Justin Trotto down to the 30 and finally tripped up at the Carolina 30-yard line.
4 plays later, Tebow was in the end zone and the Gators regained their advantage.
The Gamecocks go to 6-5, and they have lost 3 in a row in a game in which opened up the 4th quarter, Tommy, with just a 3-point deficit, and it went bad for the Gamecock defense right after that pick when Garcia tried to hit Mo Brown on 3rd and 2.
The week before the game, every kid in my class was, you got to beat Clemson, you got to beat Clemson. So it was awesome beating them, and just having the place go nuts. And after the game, as I walked out with my family, I had people I didn't even know come up to me, talk to me personally, and it's just totally different. And I wasn't used to it the last 2 years, so it's nice.
The Gamecocks had one more chance to ensure themselves of a winning record in 2009, but it would come against their in-state rivals, the 15th-ranked Clemson Tigers, winners of the ACC's Atlantic Division.
So Yates has got to do it again, this time from the 25. He runs up, kicks it high, about down the middle of the field again. The far hash mark, taking it to 12 this time by Spiller, across the 20, 25, Spiller to the 30, gets to the corner, 40. Cut back at the 50, Spiller, 30, 25, 20, gonna go all the way, 10, 5, touchdown Clemson. He does it at the expense of the Gamecocks, who get a penalty on the first kickoff, and Spiller makes them pay for it.
We got punched in the mouth earlier there in the first kickoff, or the second kickoff, and he took it back 7-0. You know, I'm pretty ssure a lot of people went through their mind that, here we go again type thing, but the guys remain resilient. They said, okay, that's what y'all got, but we didn't give y'all too much more.
Nevertheless, the Tigers are 1st and 10 at the Gamecock 24-yard line with a 7-point lead. 9:04 to go in the first quarter of play. Man comes in motion. They'll hand to him straight up the middle of the field, bouncing to the left side. Fumbled on the football at the 25. The Gamecocks are there and pick it up. It's Eric Norwood, cuts back, 35, far sideline. Norwood stumbles at the 40 and falls down, a 16-yard return, and the Gamecocks, for the first time in 16 quarters, gets a turnover. Spiller with the fumble on the play. He bounced it out left side. Excuse me, that's Jamie Harper. And Harper tried to go to the far side. The ball slapped out, and the Gamecocks, 4 of them were there, and Norwood came up with it. Marco to his right side in the backfield to bring a man in motion. That's Miles. They'll fake to him, and now Stephon wants to throw it. Post route down to Alshon Jeffries. Caught at the 9-yard line. Stephon Gilmore has done it all but drive the bus for us this year. 39-yard completion. A Carolina first down. It's 1st and goal.
But we did have a whole bunch of freshmen and sophomores that did most of the key playing this year. On defense, Stephon Gilmore and Vontae Holloman, both those guys had big games in our last game against Clemson, instrumental in that win. And over on the offensive side, of course, Alshon Jeffrey came on to be our leading receiver, true freshman from Calhoun County down the road here from Columbia. He had a sensational year. Running back Kenny Miles ended up being our leading rusher this year. He was a redshirt freshman from the Atlanta area. So those guys performed very well, and several other freshmen were instrumental in our successes this year.
Garcia for the first time on the drive, breaks the huddle, takes 2 wide receivers left side, I formation. Maddox dots the I, option right side, pitch to Maddox, blocked from DeMarco, 5-4, touchdown Carolina. Touchdown, Brian Maddox, a 1-yard run. Stephon Gilmore got in there. Maddox tipped it off. Extra point upcoming for Carolina. Tied at 7. The Gamecocks get a turnover and go 7 plays, 60 yards with 5:21 to go in the first quarter with Matthews lined up to the wide side of the field. Bring a man in motion, Spiller, left side. Parker takes a snap out of the shotgun. Got some time. Steps up, flag on the play. Picked off at the 35. 40, 50, returning it to the 40, 30. That's Devontae Holloman all the way down to the 11-yard line. Carolina with his 2nd turnover of the game, and there's a flag on the play thrown around where the offensive line was.
Yeah, you know, an ACC officials, you would think it'd be holding, but it could be some now. It is holding.
It is holding.
Good call.
That will be declined like no penalty's ever been declined. Devontae Holloman with a 53-yard interception return. Man, he came out of center field out of nowhere. Parker throwing it late down the middle. Holloman all over it, got to the near sideline. Clemson plays a lot of man. Bo Brown in motion to the short side. Garcia, 5-step drop. Got Wesley Saunders in the flat. Throw it to 5. Breaks the tackle. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Wesley Saunders. 9 yards out. And big number 88 gets his 2nd on the year, and just like that, Carolina strikes again. 20-plus yardage gain from a year ago. Wesley Saunders in the game. He's been limping on an ankle a little bit. Garcia out of the shotgun. Blitz by Clemson. Garcia throwing. Post route. D.L. Moore incomplete. Oh, he got on his shoulder, but no flag. Chris Chancellor was covering on the play down at the goal line around the 2. No, they had the play, Tommy, they wanted. They blitzed, picked it up on the right side, and Garcia and D.L. Moore couldn't hook up.
The Gamecocks went 47 yards on 11 plays on their next possession, setting up a Spencer Lanning 47-yard field goal, matching the longest of his career and giving Carolina a 17-7 advantage heading into intermission. The Tigers were held to just 138 yards through the first 3 quarters.
Parker shotgun Spiller hitting the backfield. Shaq Wilson brings him down, -2 on the play. Shaq came through there untouched, quickly wrapped up number 28.
I really feel like we got one of the best coaching staffs in the country, if not the best. Ellis Johnson, Lorenzo Ward leading our defensive side of the ball. Ellis Johnson is proven to be one of the best defensive coaches, if not the best in the country. We finished 3rd in the SEC this year behind Florida and Alabama, who are nationally known as the 2 best defenses maybe in the country. So we have really played well defensively the last 2 years since Ellis has been here. And we added Lorenzo Ward, Brad Lowing, and Shane Beamer do a super job on that side of the ball also.
Spiller was limited to just 18 yards rushing on 9 carries.
On the year of 10-plus yards. Now he'll in the backfield, go in motion to the right side. All alone is Parker, out of the gun. throws, wide receiver screen to Spiller. Spiller caught at the 22, makes a move across the 25. Right up at the marker, the ball's on the ground, fumble. It's recovered by the Gamecocks. The third turnover of the afternoon goes to the Garnet and Black. C.J. Spiller put it on the ground, and Carolina will have it 1st and 10 inside the Tiger 35-yard line. Stephon Gilmore with the recovery.
We had a lot of stuff that we couldn't control that happened to us as far as injuries, losing guys up front, losing one of our starting linebackers, and it was just like we had a lot of adversity to overcome on defense. And I think we did a pretty good job of it, and I think it's only going to help the team in the future.
Gamecocks come out throwing a 2 tight end set, and Miles the tailback. He's all alone. Garcia under center. 2 wide receivers, right side. Garcia, tall sweep. Now it's a flea flicker. Garcia sets up, wants to go deep, but it's a crossing route to Mo Brown. Mo got the ball at the 28, knocked out of bounds on the Gamecock sideline. He reached over the defender who had pretty good coverage, but brings in a 25-yard reception, and Steve Spurrier breaks out the flea flicker, and it's a 1st down Gamecocks. Deion LaCorn checks in for Mo Brown. He'll go in the slot. 2 wide receivers right side. 1st and 10 at the Tiger 15. Garcia's play action. Wants to go right side in the end zone, wide open. Caught. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Torrey Gurley. 15 yards wide open off his fingertips.
Clemson finally got its first offensive touchdown with just under 4 minutes remaining to narrow the score to 27-17.
Got a slide to his left down the middle of the field. Hit Palmer at the goal line. Touchdown Clemson. Touchdown Michael Palmer from 22 yards out, and the Tigers with a nice drive down the field inside of 4 minutes, make it 27-16. It's outside the 1. It's actually going to be about 1.5 yards. One of the top defensive fronts in the nation. I formation. 4th down and goal at the 1. Garcia. I formation behind him. Fakes it. Wants to throw to the back of the end zone. Got his man. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Wesley Saunders, his 2nd on the afternoon. No run, but a 1-yard pass. And they put the exclamation point on it. 33-17 Carolina.
Wrap it up and take it home. I'm comfortable now.
That's 4th down now for the Tigers with 1:06 to go. They're in Gamecock territory at the 28, but they need to keep moving the chains with 4 yards. Gamecocks all over the field, giving Clemson no idea where they're going to line up. Eric Norwood over to the center. Parker takes a snap, 4th and 4. Thrown down the middle of the field, incomplete. Turnover on downs, and that'll do it. The Gamecock coaching staff stands up to our right, and rightfully so. They are applauded by 80,000 plus. It will be a Carolina victory at Williams-Brice today.
Carolina gained the Palmetto State's bragging rights and hoisted the Hardee's Trophy after posting a convincing 34-17 win.
The fans was amazing. I mean, they was up the whole time. I mean, I don't think it take much because it's a Clemson-Carolina game, but just go out there and be dominant like that. I think this gave them a little extra something because they were just loud the whole game and rocking, and they played the sandstorm, and I know they played about 2 minutes straight, and they still was on their feet and just going crazy. So it's definitely a great atmosphere, great win for the program.
Yeah, we had an interesting year this year. One of my friends said, Coach, do you realize in 12 games we were underdogs in 8 of 12. 8 times we weren't supposed to win according to the bookmakers, which only means it's a sort of measuring stick of how they look at who's supposed to win the game. So I'm really proud of this team for as many freshmen and sophomores. Steven Garcia played well. Man, he really improved from last year, and hopefully he can take his game another level up next year and through the bowl game. But to win 7 games was pretty doggone good for this group of guys. But the Clemson victory made this a good year. I thought if we did not beat those guys, it would have been a very average year at 6-6. It wouldn't have been terrible, but it would have been very average. What we need to do now is move on and try to win the bowl game. That will give us a lot of momentum going into next year.
Next year, I think this team gonna be real special. I almost wish I had a red shirt so I could play one more year with these guys, but another off season for Steven, going through spring ball through the summer, getting time down with these receivers as well as the O-line. and the running backs, the running game starting to come along this year. Our defense was young this year, and they done made a bunch of plays. They're going to be another year, another spring, another summer into it. I think this team can be really dangerous next year.
I mean, since I've been here from my first year to now, it's just a lot of guys. We got a lot more guys who got that winning mentality, that championship mentality. We got guys now they're not scared to go down and go to LSU and go play the #1 team in the nation, or go down to Florida and go play them. We got guys who just want to go out and win and want to do whatever it takes to do it. And I think that's the biggest difference. And just guys' dedication level to what we're trying to get started here, and everybody's pretty much bought in.
I think we're probably going to be returning the most, and we definitely going to have the talent to win the East. And I think these guys feel the same way. And, but I think they have an opportunity to be one of the best, if not the best team to come through South Carolina next year.
In my group, in our linebacker group, we got a lot of young guys. Reggie Bowens, Shaq Wilson, and Quinn Smith, and I mean, we got Tony Stroud, Josh Dixon, everybody. So, I mean, well, it's cool though, because I know those guys got a lot of talent, and they look up to me for stuff, but I still learn so much stuff from all of them. So, it's been good though. It's been good. I'm just ready to see who's going to blow up next year. Shaq had a great year this year, and I'm thinking Shaq probably have a 100-tackle season next year.
Right now, our recruiting is really going well. We got lots of commitments. I think there's about 7 offensive linemen committed that Coach Wolford really likes. We got some quarterback committed, a kid I guess I can't talk about right now. But we have a lot of guys committed, and we got some that we think we're going to get here in the next couple of months that could make this year's class one of the best we've ever had here at Carolina.
It's a special offer at a very special price. Roadrunner high-speed online with Power Boost, now only $29.95 per month for 6 months, only from Time Warner Cable. Enjoy blazing fast internet that's faster than DSL and blows dial-up away. Get instant access to movies, music, pictures, and more. Plus, free security software for safer surfing. Now only $29.95 per month for 6 months. Call 1-800-TW-CABLE today.